those, buy it. You could give the tools to your family, whatever. That's coming up at the end of the show. But let's get started. I love, and I haven't had an opportunity to do a lot of plants with this year, but I love when we can start our show with plants. I have had this plant in my shows the last couple years. It flies out the door. It's called the Hummingbird Firecracker plant. And the reason they call it that is because hummingbirds have these long tongues, all right? They use them to go into flowers to get the nectar out. These flowers are actually shaped like little tubes, right? And the hummingbird is perfectly equipped to get its little tongue inside there and sip as much nectar as it wants. The best part is, about the whole thing is, there are literally thousands and thousands of flowers on each one of these bushes, okay? You are gonna get 3. We're gonna give you 3 different varieties. The ones I have here, are these all Cherrybells?
No.
These are all?
What's the other pink one?
I have, these are the Starfire. So these are Starfire, but you're gonna get a Starfire, you're gonna get a Cherrybell, and you're also gonna get what they called Hummingbird's Lunch. That's hilarious. In fact, I think these are the Hummingbird's Lunch. I'm gonna get Carrie right out here to talk about them. These are fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to our show.
Oh my, thank you for having me.
She is a landscape designer extraordinaire. I love these because these are great fillers of space.
Yes.
And if you don't have hummingbirds, get these. You'll get hummingbirds.
Okay, so this is, for a fact, this is the very first plant on my property that brought in the hummingbirds.
Perfect.
And it's exactly about why you say.
Yeah.
Hummingbirds like to come back year after year, you know, once they know they can trust you to have what they want, and they know that they are one of the only little creatures that can get their tongues in there so they can have it all to themselves. So you're right, Guy, you're gonna get one of each. Now, they are blooming machines. You're gonna have a constant source of nectar, right, for the entire summer, and it never stops blooming. It grows super, super fast. You definitely wanna make sure that you have a nice space for it. So if you do wanna put it in a container, make sure you get a nice big one, at least 12 inches.
There's the little tube right there.
First of all, it's so beautiful to look at. It reminds me of like that fuchsia plant. They're like little miniature fuchsia plants, but all of the pollinators are drawn to it, but especially those hummingbirds.
Carrie, these will get this big this year. This is how big they get.
Well, they only have
They're
one
an annual,
year.
so they blow it out.
Exactly that.
Yep.
What do you even need me here for? But yes, that's exactly right. So this is what you're going to get in the matter of, you know, 8 weeks or so, maybe a month or so. And you can even trim it back if it gets a little bit long on you. But I tell you what, I love it. I love that drippy look. And the more nectar you have, the more supply you have, the more hummingbirds you're going to have on your property.
These are all about $10 a piece. Here's what I love about it. And you know, I love this about us too. You can't find stuff like this in a plant store. These are very unique, which is what gives your garden so much personality. Garden stores can't afford to bring like 500 different types of plants in. You'll be lucky if you find one thing that's for hummingbirds. This is dedicated to bringing hummingbirds. I imagine butterflies too. Try to get in there.
They can try to get in there.
They got the long thing too. This is what they look like now.
Yep.
In a couple of months, they're going to be as big as the ones on the table.
That's right, yep. And you're going to get, again, all 3, and they are all very clearly marked.
Different colors.
Yeah, different colors, right? So we just have these out here, you know, just to kind of show you what the pink one's going to look like. But we also have an orange one, and then we have another one that's kind of purple in color. And so this is a great time to get it. It loves sun. It's really easy to grow. It almost grows like a weed, right? Which is what you want.
Look at the size of this one.
It's beautiful.
You're gonna get this year. Because it's an annual, it gives everything it has in one season. And it's so worthwhile.
Yep.
Because that's the problem with a lot of perennials. You need 3 or 4 years before you get any results.
Yeah, right.
These are slam dunk.
They're ready to go. They've got one job to do.
This summer. I love that.
So, Guy, I actually just landed a few hours ago. I went out to the Leaf and Petal nursery, and their whole farm just got back today.
Really?
It was amazing. So what you're doing right now is you are purchasing a plant from Leaf and Petal. And what I saw when I was there was the incredible attention to detail, how fresh all all of their plants are, how well packaged they are, how smart they are. I even got to see them doing trials for the next couple of years because we want you to succeed. It is important for us, so we want to make sure we're giving you plants that are easy to grow, that are going to be successful, and that are unique. We don't want your garden to look like everybody else's.
No.
Gardening's competitive.
I'd never seen these until we had them, because we've had them for a couple of years.
Yes.
I had never even seen them because I'd never seen them in a garden store. By the way, these are real living plants. These are not faux. You know, in the beginning of the season, we have to bring in faux because it's so early. These are real plants. As you can see, I just picked that little flower right off the plant. Look it out. And that's just one. There are thousands and thousands on these. And inside this little tube, and I'll pull it off, inside that little tube, that's where that nectar is. And that's what the insects are trying to get to.
Yep.
That's what the hummingbirds want.
And you know, there are hummingbirds in every single state in the United States except for Hawaii. So if you haven't seen any hummingbirds, just want to remind you again, this is what brought hummingbirds onto my property. You're also going to get this great planting guide. All of our leaf and petal flowers come with them. All the information we're telling you, right? Like, you know, how far apart to plant them, you know, how much sun they need, how much water they need. We, again, want you to succeed, and it's really specific for what you are getting. There's even a phone number on the back. Now, I want to talk to you about, we have a map that shows when these will be sent to you. Now, for a lot of you, for the majority of the country, these are going to be shipping out immediately, right?
Yep.
Because, you know, so you're going to be able to get them in the ground right away, or you're going to be able to get them into a container. Now, for some of you, you know, like up on the very tippy top of the country, yours are going to be shipping out end of April and into May. So what you're doing, if you live in those areas, you are just basically putting in a reservation for them, so that when it's nice outside, when it's time for you to get them in the ground, yours were going to be shipped directly to you. Don't even have to get your car dirty. Just give them some water and let them go.
By the way, these like sun.
They do.
All right, because remember, when you have something that has a lot of flowers, especially like this, you want to go full apart sun, but mainly full sun. They also like water because they got lots of little flowers on them. But remember, these are not like, when you think about like what traditional flowers are like, with pollen, the insects are going after different things. They're going after nectar, but these really attract butterflies and hummingbirds. That's really, and you're going to see them.
Yeah.
You're going to see those insects. Think about it. You put a bird feeder out with seed, because most birds eat seed.
Right.
Hummingbirds don't eat seeds.
That's right.
Butterflies don't eat seeds.
That's right.
They need nectar. That's what these are full of.
And this is a constant supply. So, like, if you have picked up our hummingbird mint that we have, you know, on periodically, and you just love the idea of creating a whole hummingbird garden, pick these up. The price is great. You're going to get a big bang for your buck. And because they're from leaf and petal, you know that you're going to get a successful plant that's easy to grow.
You get three.
Yes.
You could, if you found one of these in a garden store, you'd probably pay $29 for one.
I would.
All right?
Yeah.